Can you imagine a country with thousands of types of fruits and vegetables? A place where food is a feast for the senses and each region has its unique seasoning? Get ready to discover the flavors and secrets of Brazilian cuisine. Hello, food lovers! Welcome to the Brazilian Food Channel, a channel where cooking is a feast for the senses. From north to south, every corner of Brazil offers an explosion of unique aromas, colors, and flavors. Get ready to discover a cuisine rich in history, influences, and unparalleled seasoning. Over the centuries, Brazilian cuisine has been shaped by a fascinating mix: indigenous tradition, African heritage, and the flavors brought by Europeans. Prepare your stomachs and open your hearts because we are going to unveil the secrets behind delicious dishes that conquer palates all over the world. So, are you ready for this gastronomic adventure? Let's go! Indigenous roots, the flavors of the land. Our journey begins in the depths of Brazil, with the indigenous peoples, the first inhabitants, and the true guardians of our land. Long before the arrival of the Portuguese, the indigenous people already mastered the art of cooking, using natural ingredients to create nutritious and tasty dishes. They gifted us with true gastronomic treasures that form the basis of our culinary identity. Cassava, for example, is a fundamental food in indigenous culture and is present in countless Brazilian recipes. From it, cassava flour is made, an indispensable ingredient in dishes like pirão and farofa, which add a special touch to our food. Indigenous cuisine is rich in exotic flavors and striking aromas. Tucupi, a broth extracted from wild cassava, is a unique and tasty ingredient found in dishes like tacacá, a delicacy from Para that you must try. And açaí, a fruit from the Amazon, has conquered the palates of Brazilians and the world. Delicious and energizing, you can enjoy it pure, in juices, smoothies, or the famous combination with granola and banana. Brazil nuts, cupuaçu, guarana, and countless other ingredients complete the richness of indigenous cuisine, an ancestral legacy that perfumes and flavors the Brazilian table. Did it make your mouth water? Then don't waste time. Subscribe to the channel and embark on this delicious journey through the flavors of Brazil. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any tips. African influence, seasoning and rhythms in the pot. Brazilian cuisine also pulses with the strength and joy of Africa. The history of our food intertwines with the history of the African people who, despite being brought to Brazil under cruel conditions, enriched our culture in extraordinary ways. From the African continent, we inherited ingredients and cooking techniques that still today perfume and flavor our dishes. Dend oil, for example, a fundamental ingredient in African cuisine, brings unique color, flavor, and texture to dishes like acarajé, a Bahian delicacy that is an explosion of flavors. Vatapa, caruru, shrimp bobo. Each of these dishes tells a bit of the history of Afro-Brazilian cuisine. Speaking of history, feijoada, considered by many to be Brazil's national dish, has deep roots in African cuisine. Afro-Brazilian cuisine transcends the table. It is celebration, faith, and unity. In every corner of Brazil, we find this living heritage, preserving traditions and enchanting palates with its striking seasoning and unforgettable flavors. European heritage. From the seas to the mountains, the flavor journey continues. We now dock in European lands, which arrived in Brazil with their customs and influences, leaving deep marks on our cuisine. Portuguese colonization set the initial tone: bread, wine, olive oil, ingredients that have become part of our daily life. But it doesn't stop there. The Portuguese also brought with them seasoning from the East, a passion for convent sweets, and the talent to create delicacies like pastel de nata, which has conquered Brazil from north to south. And the European migratory waves of the 19th century? Those brought even more flavor to our table. From Italy came pasta, pizza, risotto, impossible to resist. The Germans brought the tradition of sausages, craft beer, and delicious cakes, influences that settled mainly in the south of Brazil, creating a rich and unique cuisine. Brazilian cuisine is like a constantly bubbling cauldron, absorbing and reinventing influences. And the European heritage undoubtedly added a special touch to this mix, creating a symphony of flavors that delights everyone. Fusion of flavors, the mix that worked. And we arrive at the most delicious part of our journey, the fusion. Because Brazil is just that, the mix that works. Each corner of our country combined indigenous, African, and European influences in a unique way, creating an incredible variety of flavors. Each region of Brazil is a gastronomic universe waiting to be explored. So, prepare your palate and enjoy this delicious journey. The Northeast, land of welcoming people, paradisiacal beaches, and a cuisine that is pure poetry. Imagine this: the vibrant spice of pepper, an African heritage that warms the palate, meeting the versatility of cassava, present since indigenous times, in dishes like tapioca and couscous. Know that when eating in Bahia, being asked if you want it hot or cold means with a lot of pepper or without pepper, not if the food will be hot or cold. And what about the richness of the sea? Super fresh seafood, like shrimp, crab, and flavorful fish, seasoned with cilantro, coconut milk, and dend oil, creating an explosion of aromas and flavors. To finish with a golden key, the sweetness of Portuguese heritage. Sweets made with eggs, sugar, and coconut, a delight. The Northeast is a banquet for the senses. Get ready for a gastronomic adventure in the Amazon, where the cuisine is a dive into exotic and aromatic flavors. Imagine the immensity of the forest and its culinary secrets, revealed in unique ingredients, like tucupi, a bright yellow broth extracted from wild cassava, which adds a magical touch to the famous duck in tucupi, a classic of Peruvian cuisine. And river fish. They are the stars. The pirarucu, the gentle giant of the Amazon waters, and the tambaqui, with its soft and tasty flesh, are prepared in different ways: roasted, stewed, fried. True delicacies you need to try. In the north, cuisine is a gift from nature, an explosion of flavors that transport you to the heart of the forest. In the heart of Brazil, the cuisine of the Midwest pulses with the strength of indigenous tradition. Imagine the aroma of the earth mixing with the striking flavor of piqui, a typical fruit of the region, which colors and gives a special touch to dishes. And guararoba, a native palm heart with a unique flavor. Try it in side dishes or the delicious rice with guararoba. Sun-dried meat, another regional classic, is a guaranteed presence in various dishes, like caratiro rice, which combines dried meat, rice, and seasonings, an explosion of flavors. In the Midwest, each bite is a journey through the history and culture of Brazil's heart. And the rice with piqui? That's to fall in love with. We reach the Southeast, an explosion of flavors reflecting the region's cosmopolitan soul. In Minas Gerais, comfort resides at the table. Mineira cuisine is a tight hug from grandma, with that taste of homemade food cooked on a wood stove. Creamy bean tutu, succulent chicken with okra, warm cheese bread. Delicacies that comfort the soul and feed the soul. And in Rio de Janeiro, the marvelous city is a festival of flavors. Portuguese influences color the dishes with super fresh seafood and striking seasonings. From traditional cod balls to the flavors of carioca feijoada, Rio is a delight for food lovers. And in the south, the atmosphere is festive. Gaucho cuisine, rich and flavorful, celebrates tradition around the fire with the unrivaled barbecue. Imagine the aroma of meat slowly roasting over the coals, the smoky taste that only wood can impart. From tender and juicy cuts like picanha and contrafile to beef ribs that melt in your mouth, Gaucho barbecue is a unique flavor experience and tradition. But the southern table goes much further. The influence of Italian and German immigrants is present in fresh pasta, pork meat seasoned with spices, artisanal sausages, and sauerkraut, fermented cabbage that accompanies dishes with a sweet and sour touch. In the south, the cuisine is a delicious mix of cultures, a banquet to celebrate life. Did you enjoy this gastronomic journey through Brazil? Then show that you also love Brazilian cuisine. Leave your like, comment here which recipe you have tried or want to try, and share this video with your friends. Let's spread the flavor of Brazil. Did you feel the flavors of Brazil? Our cuisine is an explosion of colors, aromas, and flavors, a reflection of our history and our people. And so ends our adventure through the flavors of Brazil. A delicious journey from north to south, unveiling the secrets of a rich, diverse cuisine full of history. From the striking flavors of the north to the tradition of the south, passing through the joy of the northeast, the abundance of the Midwest, and the heartwarming Mineira cuisine, Brazil reveals itself as a country to satiate not only hunger but also the soul. So, prepare your next adventure. Experience Brazilian cuisine.